How's it going, everybody? I'm Zach Taylor back with another video. For a couple things I just want to say right out of the get-go. I apologize if I don't sound the best. I have a little cold right now, so I'm a little bit stuffy. So I'll be probably snurfling a little bit, and I may not sound quite my normal self. And second, also, if you're reading this title, do not take this as for the younger ones. Don't listen to your parents, and I'm going to do what I want, and I'm not going to listen to my parents ever. That's not what this video is about. You got to listen a bit more to understand what I'm saying first. So, with that out of the way, I guess I'll mention one more thing. This is a new webcam I have for the one I've been using for streams, and this one stretched out actually looks good, and we got the new light now, so I hope you're enjoying this new setup for me recording, talking videos. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, this video is kind of about just my growing up a little bit, I guess, kind of why I don't really care what people think about me and why it used to bother me more for quite a long time, and just kind of having a thick skin about stuff. In which I know there's a lot of people struggle with this. There is always going to be people out in the world, I'm just going to say it from the bat, who do not like you, who are just going to be like never satisfied for what you do, or just going to be a dick about stuff. Not everyone's going to like you in this world. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Well, not agreeing with you is fine, but not everyone's going to like you, regardless if you're the nicest person on earth. That's just straight and simple. I'm going to say it out of the way. You can be the greatest person on earth. There's nothing you can do to change that. It's just, there's always people who do not like you. And this for years always bothered me, because I'm not saying I deserved a award or something, but I always was very nice to people and held events for my friends and did giveaways with friends and was always very kind to everyone. And sometimes people just were kind of snotty back or just would make really nasty comments. And it bothered me for the longest time. It's like, I'm trying my best. I haven't done anything rude or nasty. Why is it like this? And there's just the straight answer is, I mean, there's just people who are going to be like that. There are people who are jealous of you. There are people who just don't appreciate what you do in this world. And there's just people who just don't care about anyone, really, regardless of what they do. And that bothered me for the longest time, but there really isn't anything you can do about it. And I'm not saying it to sound negative, but I mean, there's just people who are going to be like that. You cannot make everyone like you. Trust me, guys, I've tried it. I tried to make everyone like me before. I've tried to satisfy everyone. It just cannot be done. I mean, you can satisfy a smaller, middle, large groups of people, but even that can be very difficult to do. But not everyone in this world is going to like you. There's people who you thought you were close with who don't really care for you. And when I'm talking about this, I don't mean like going up to your parents and saying, I don't care what you think. That is not what this is about whatsoever. This is kind of just about like shutting off people who are dicks or haters or are always negative about stuff. When I say that, I'm not talking about like criticism from people, like maybe you could do this better or something. That you want to be able to handle criticism. When you don't have to accept their criticism or use it, criticism is completely different than people just being dicks and people never being happy. That is completely different. It's good to get some criticism. But there are times when you just feel like you're doing something perfect or being very nice to everyone, and people are just going to be rude and snotty. People are going to be dicks. People are going to say nasty comments. I've had this many, many times. I have had a YouTube channel for almost 10 years now. I ran a Discord server for almost 3 years now. I know what it's like. I don't really get bothered by stuff anymore, especially the last year and a half. People come on my videos and streams and swear at me there and now, and I don't give a rat's ass. Because you don't need to care what people think. Like, if they're complimenting you, that's okay and good to take that compliment to heart, and that can make you feel better. I'm not saying like completely shut everything away. I'm saying when people are being like nasty, negative, and you know you're not doing anything wrong or mean, don't lose yourself and don't lose the path you're on. If you truly feel that what you're doing is completely right and you're a good person, there's a 99% chance you are. That is going to be there's going to be many times in life where you're going to take things personal into heart. It is very hard not to. I've done this many, many times. That is one of my hardest things, if not my hardest thing that I've dealt with the last, well, not necessarily the last like 6 months or year, but I dealt with that a lot in high school. And you just got to learn to shake that stuff off. I mean, that stuff, I'm completely like numb to it now. And I'm not saying I don't expect people to be like that. I mean, it's very difficult to just shake stuff off or completely become numb to certain things people say. It is very hard. It is not something that's going to happen overnight. It can take months, weeks, years even. Probably more like years. To the point where you can completely shake stuff off like why I do. Because I know what I do as a person, that I'm somewhat of a kind person and I do things out of good intention. Now, if you're criticizing with certain things, that's the way things are done. That's different. But just completely being a straight asshole or saying these nasty things, I don't care what you think. Because I know where I stand and what I'm right about in the sense of being a good person and standing up for good morals. Now, that does not mean I'm not going to listen to people's different opinions when it comes to like politics and social stuff or about how things should be ran. No, that's completely different. What I'm trying to get at here is there's two different things. There's the criticism on one side and like taking what your parents say and like close loved ones, and they're just straight up people that are just dicks and are just assholes and are never appreciative. This stuff is okay. This is good. This is not. So you don't think this video means you can go up to your parents and say, I don't care what you think anymore. I'm doing whatever the hell I want. No. That is not what I'm getting at whatsoever. Learning to take criticism and advice is a very good thing. Whether you agree with that criticism or advice is up to you. But learning to be able to handle it and maybe look at it and having your ideas and challenge thoughts is a good thing. Many people do not like this. Many people like to have their ideas and challenges kind of in a bubble and never hear anything else. Which I get. I understand why that is, because you don't want to get like doubts or anxiety about stuff. However, I think it's good when you get challenged sometimes about your ideas and beliefs and stuff to just kind of think a little bit. It doesn't mean you have to change your ideas or beliefs. No, it just means it gives you a perspective of people. Now, I'm not saying you got to go look at completely opposite people's beliefs all the time. No, but just don't completely like shutter yourself up and cut certain ideas and people off because it's different. People don't like being challenged on things. People don't like being told they're wrong. And those are completely normal feelings. And that's completely different than the straight up assholes. I'm trying to break this stuff up and show it the good stuff on this side and just the complete dicks on the other. There are many wonderful people in this world. I know it doesn't seem like that, especially the last 2 or 3 years. It has been very rough in the world. Especially here in the United States, it has definitely not been the easiest. There has been COVID, there has been lockdowns, there has been a nasty presidential election that was extremely tense. The political scheme the last 2 or 3 years has been awful here. Shit's expensive. So there's a lot of hate and anger going around. And it's a very tense time. I mean, I get upset about certain things for sure, and that's completely normal if you do. But I think we got to remember we can't necessarily be dicks to each other or be jerks. And we got to try and heal some of these wounds, which is a lot easier said than done. It definitely is. I mean, whether that's on a personal level, a national level, a social level, political level, family level, romantic relationships, or whatever, you kind of get what I'm trying to say. All over aspects of life. You got to try and find ways to, even if you don't agree with something, heal it and leave stuff off on a good note, or to the point you're not angry and like mad all the time at stuff. Like you can still be upset and mad about stuff. You just don't want it to the point you're like, at like people all the time. And no, growing up, I'm trying to act like I know everything in the world. I certainly do not. I'm 20 years old. I live in my parents' basement. But I think when it comes to like social situations and how people are, I think I have a decent understanding. And I truly think there are many good people in this world that just get overshadowed by just the nastiness, especially the last few years. And I actually deleted Instagram and Snapchat just because social media just become such a shit show. It's just people are nasty on there. I think people, if we ever want to heal certain wounds, need to like be more kind to each other. And people are just nasty. That's just how it is. I think most people aren't. I think it just evil, and not saying that they're necessarily evil people, but bad things will always stand out above good things. That's why when you go to, I've worked in the food industry for a year now. About a year in total with the combined food jobs I've had. People are going to leave. People are more likely to leave a nasty review because bad things stand out more than good things. There could still be very many good workers at a restaurant and great service. It just won't get reviewed on because the bad always makes more noise than the good in almost every aspect of life. That's just how it is. That's how the news is. I mean, you're more likely to click a news article about something bad and awful. That's just how our brains work. Sorry guys, not feeling the best. But that's just how the world is. That's how people are. You're going to want to see bad things more, which is kind of strange in a way, but it's just kind of how our brains are made. Now, not everyone, of course, but that's definitely seems to be the case, that majority of people are like that. And I'm guessing probably 90% of you are the same way, that you're more likely to be attracted to these awful bad things than these good things when it comes to like news articles and stuff. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is you got to learn to shake this stuff off. And it can be very, very difficult, but you got to remind yourself who you are as a person. Now, this doesn't mean if you're an actual like dirtbag of a person, you're just using the I don't care people think as an excuse to be a dick to people. No, that is not what it is. It's the good people know they're doing good things and they're good morally people that will not be liked, and it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's just how it is, and you just got to remind yourself that you're not doing anything wrong. But then again, as it says, it does not mean tell your parents I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. That is not we say at all what I'm saying. They're just saying that it is very hard to shake stuff off. I mean, I don't care what people think about me. I have an extremely thick skin, if I'm being completely honest. Most of my friends will tell you that. I have been sworn at many, many times. Whether it was at my job when I worked as a host at a restaurant, I was sworn at many times, whether it's online, with even close friends being nasty and rude, or sworn at or calling me his names. It's happened many times. I don't care. But this stuff used to bother me all the time. But it gets better over time. It really does. And you just gotta not take things so personally. Because most of the time you're not doing anything wrong. It's just how people are. Not all people, of course, but it's how a decent amount of people can be. So I guess if you just take anything away from this, just remember that you're fine as a person. Shake stuff off. Don't take stuff so personally in life. I've struggled a lot with that. I'm guessing the majority of you have too. The whole world's problems aren't all on your shoulders. There are 8 billion people in this world. It is not your fault for almost any of it. The only stuff that's at your fault is what you can control and what you can do, and you have the impact on, or like can make a decision or impact on the outcome of something. Do not take all these burdens on yourself and all these problems, because it's not your fault. But yeah, I mean, that's going to do it for today's videos, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Apologize if I'm a little sniffly and snurfly, kind of clogging my words up a bit. I'm got a little clear now. It's not awful, though. I just got to get some sleep after as soon as I upload this video. and take some more medicine. But yeah, thank you all very, very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the new setup with the camera and the light. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope to all see you next one. Remember, if you are new to the channel, drop a subscription and a like on it. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. That's going to do it for today, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.